less react. But why actually this activity increases when it comes to a derivative of hydrocarbon, especially with the halogen? Any idea about that? Is why these halogen derivatives are more reactive? You can put your suggestion or your answers in the chat box if your mic is not working properly. Seven electrons, that is, it is having, the halogen is having 7 electrons. So 7 electrons, what's the difference it will make? Seven electron, all halogens will have 7 electron. What is actually the 7 electron concept? In what way you are telling? Must have heard about one concept, we call it as electronegativity. Any idea about this? Electronegativity, have you heard about this word, this term? Yeah, that is when a covalent bond is formed between two atoms. The power of the attraction, which is done by the on the other atom, that we call it as the electronegativity. So here, when the covalent bond is formed between carbon and chlorine, or we can say any bond between carbon and any halogen. So halogen have the more electronegativity value compared to the other elements, and fluorine is the highest electronegative with 4x value in the Pauling scale. So it will attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. So what will happen? Resultant in the formation of a polar covalent bond. That polar covalent bond will only enhance the reactivity of this halogen derivative of hydrocarbon. So that's why compared to the hydrocarbon, that is counterpart hydrocarbon, this will be more reactive. Okay. So first thing is that the nomenclature, how actually the names are made for the halogen derivative. How we call them. So different categories of haloalkanes and haloarenes are there. First thing is that only we will take, that is number of the halogen atoms. Suppose this is the simplest halogen derivative we are having. So this is, we call it as monohalogen derivative. Then if suppose I am having CH2Br and CH2Br, this will be dihalogen derivative. Then in this also, as the number of carbon atoms are increasing, the number of halogens also will increase. So this will be trihalogen derivative. Same thing we can see in the arenes also, that is with mono-bromo derivative, or you can take diderivatives like this, and trihalogen derivatives are also there. These are aromatic, we call it as haloarene. Now the next category in this only, you must have idea about primary, secondary and tertiary derivative. That is when carbon atom is having direct bond with the halogen, then it will be having two hydrogen, that is valency of that carbon atom which is bearing this halogen is being bond with two hydrogens and one will be carbon. So this will be called as chloroethane, which is a primary, that is carbon atom is primary carbon atom. Second thing you can take in which the carbon atom will have only one hydrogen, that we call it as a secondary halogen derivative. So this will be 2-chloropropane. Then the next you can take in which carbon is not having any bond with hydrogen atom. So this is called it as tertiary halogen derivative. The name of this will be 2-chloro-2-methyl propane. We are referring to this carbon atom as tertiary, secondary, and primary. Other than that, some double bonded derivatives are also there. Like this, actually, we can take in which, yeah, same alcohol classification. This also we can take, that we call it as vinylic aldehyde. Here, a double bond is being introduced and a halogen derivative. Then mix of the halides are also there, that is one side, one halogen will be there. These kinds of derivatives we generally see in the aromatic halides, that is here one chloro and one bromo part will come. Oswin, can you introduce yourself? We have already started the class. Hello. Are you able to hear me or not? It's very surprising. The other student also has complained that his mic is also not working. Okay. Now double bonded compounds we have taken. Sub compounds will be there in which triple bond, that is the alkyne derivative, in which the carbon is having sp hybridization with a halogen. So this is like this. That is this carbon atom which we are concentrating, which is having a sp hybridization, and here it will be sp2 hybridization. So if I ask any question to both of you, how you will going to answer? Okay. So because the IUPAC naming and isomerism, when we do, we require answers from the students. It will be consuming lot of time, no? Chat box, you are chatting, then I have to read out. Okay, anyway. So simple nomenclature, I'll not take example. I'll take an example in which little bit variation we are carrying. That is, suppose this is the compound I have drawn. I'll draw it again, CH3, CH, CH2, Cl and CH3. How many carbon atom it is having in a single chain? Single chain. What is the longest chain you can count here? Three or four? If I take four, I can't name it, no? Because all the four carbon atoms are not in single chain. So single chain, either I have to take this or I have to take this. So from which carbon atom I'll start numbering? Near the halogen. Very good. So I'll start from this 1, 2. Shall I take this as the longest chain? So how I will name? Is it right what I am writing? 1 chloro, 2 methyl, propane, or you people suggest any other name? Yes, Austin. Is it correct or something else? Is it correct? Right, okay. So I'll take another example. See, this I'm taking CH3, C, CH2, CH3, then CH3 and Cl. Longest chain is 4 carbon atoms. Then how you will? Two methyl, okay. Then where is the carbon atom? It is also on the second carbon atom only, no? So how we will write? 2 chloro, 2 methyl, and butane, right? Okay. Now let us leave this topic and that let us go to the next topic which I have mentioned in the intro part, that is isomerism. So isomerism, we know that is molecular formulas will be same, but they will have different structural formulas. So generally when we study other than the geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism, this will have chain isomerism as well as position isomerism. That is, position of the halogen on the carbon chain will differ, and chain isomerism when you are cutting short the chain, that is carbon atom you are reducing. The simplest example if I have to take, I'll take this CH3, CH2, 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 Cl. What will be the name of this compound? It will be 1-chlorobutane. The same thing, I can change it to as a compound, that is CH3, CH, CH2, Cl, and I can put CH3. Now what is being reduced? That is number of the carbon atom. Carbon atom has got less number of carbon atom. So this is 1-chlorobutane and this will become 1-chloro-2-methyl propane. Then position isomerism, same example also I can take and put CH3, CH2, CH2Br. This is 1-bromopropane and I can take this as CH3, CH3 and Br. which has changed its position, that is bromine atom, no, from this position to this position. So this will be 1 bromopropane, this will be 2 bromopropane. Is it clear to you? Okay, now we'll take 2 or 3 simple preparation method, that is how these haloalkanes or haloarenes are prepared. The most simple example when we take, that is when you take any alcohol, when it reacts with any hydrogen halide, this OH will be replaced by this halogen and water formation will take. So what category this reaction we have to put? What is the category of this reaction? It will be a substitution reaction or something else? It will be substitution only, no, or not? So that is if we want to some relevant definition. So if I take this example, CH3CH2OH reacting with HCl, and the condition for this reaction is it should use anhydrous zinc chloride. So it will make CH3, CH2Cl, and same 1 water molecule will be. Okay. Now hydrocarbons are also capable of preparing this, but only thing is that when they undergo substitution reaction, we will be getting all the mix of the halogen derivatives. That is, if you take CH2, Cl2, and it will form CHCl3, and in the last it will form CCl4. This reaction generally takes place in the presence of light or even diffused light also can. But only problem with this that you will be getting mix of all the halogen derivatives. That is, unless whole hydrogens are substituted, this reaction will take place. So that's why we call it as a chain reaction also. Then preparation of, that is, we have a topic in which aromatic derivatives also has to be taken. So this reaction in which aromatic haloarenes are formed, in which we can say benzene reacting directly with the halogen in the presence of iron chloride, and this reaction takes place in dark and it will give chlorobenzene. And one hydrogen chloride will be formed. And if we take any reaction in which, if we take the substituted benzene, that is toluene which we taking, in which same thing iron trichloride and dark, this reaction will take place and it will form FeCl3 or FeBr3, anything can use. First reaction you can take FeBr3, and second one you can take here ortho and para derivatives are formed. Okay, now we will go to the next topic in this chapter, that is, we call it as the types of reaction. So types of reaction, we have said that is we have to study 4 categories of this reaction. So four categories. In these four categories, first one and most important one, that is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Why actually nucleophilic substitution reaction are only given by this? Why not electrophilic substitution? Why haloalkenes, not haloarenes? Haloalkenes undergo nucleophilic substitution only. The reason is that the carbon atom which develops the polarity because of the polar covalent bond it is having. So it is prone to be attacked by a nucleophile. So that's why they undergo nucleophilic substitution. Then why not take place in the halogen derivative, that is when arenes, that is when aromatic hydrocarbon or aromatic halogen derivative is taken. So here what happens, because of the pi electron cloud presence inside the aromatic ring, there will be electron richness. So that's why benzene derivative will not be able to. Not actually. Alcohols also have, ethers also undergo nucleophilic substitution. But the basic difference between the substitution reactions of haloalkenes and haloarenes I was talking. That is, one will always have electrophilic substitution, the other will have nucleophilic substitution. And in this also, when we take about the haloalkenes undergo dehydrohalogenation, which is little bit impossible for the haloarenes. So that's why whenever any kind of synthesis reaction has to take place, always the hydrocarbons are being converted to halogen derivatives to make the carbon atom more active. So that's why saturated hydrocarbons generally they don't take reactions, any kind of reaction. So when any synthesis reaction has to be done, the carbon atom has to be made a nucleophile or a center of electrophilic. So that means an electrophile can attack. So in case of this halogen derivative, that carbon atom becomes delta positive charge. So that's why it is prone for any attack by the nucleophile. So nucleophilic substitution, when we take, the order of the reactivity of the alkyl halides also is get affected. That is what halogen is attached to that carbon atom. So when order of reactivity of nucleophilic substitution we take place, that is always the iodo derivative followed by the bromo derivative followed by the chloro, and then it will be the fluorine derivative. That is why actually we are only deciding that is this order will be there. So order of reactivity can be explained, that is on the basis of the bond the carbon and the halogen is sharing. So the carbon halogen bond will be weakest in case of carbon and iodine and strongest in case of carbon and fluorine. That we can see in our bond energy data from the methyl halide, that is methane, when it forms the halogen derivative. So carbon and fluorine bond in case of methane, that's when it forms the CH3F. This carbon and fluorine bond is so strong that is organic fluoride do not undergo nucleophilic substitution under ordinary conditions. That is, you have to take some certain special conditions for them to react under the nucleophilic substitution reaction. So examples when we take of this nucleophilic substitution reaction, So haloalkanes, if I take, so I'm taking directly ethyl bromide reacting with KOH. And that KOH also, we are taking aqueous KOH. It undergoes the reaction and it gives ethyl alcohol and KBr. You may remember during this class only we have studied that is halogen derivative can be formed from alcohol only with the substitution of this by the halogen. But here we are using a strong alkali to form this C2H5OH and KBr will be formed. Then second reaction if we take, that is any halogen, when it reacts with this compound, that I am calling it as alkoxy compound, in which taking this. How it would have been formed? That is when alcohol reacts with sodium. So 2Na if I take, so this will form 2C2H5ONa plus hydrogen will come. So this is called it as alkoxy. So since it's an ethyl group, so we're calling it as sodium ethoxide. So sodium ethoxide reacting with ethyl bromide. See what will happen. C2H5O, C2H5, and this NaBr will be formed. So in this category, we can take several examples. That is one example we can take in which CH3, CH2I reacting with potassium cyanide. That is, this group is working as a nucleophile. So it will form CH3, CH2, CN plus Ki will come. Then reaction with isocyanide, amino group, then Hofmann bromide synthesis, then when you have to increase the number of the carbon atom, always. Yeah, when you take alcoholic KOH, then dehydration will take place. Aqueous KOH and alcoholic KOH, that is the difference. So next reaction category, that is when we take, CH2 double bond CH2. Then you must have studied about the mechanism of this reaction. No? That is how the nucleophile comes and attacks the carbon atom. That is SN1 and SN2 reaction. So we will not go into that detail, but we will take first the next category in the remaining time. That is the elimination reaction. That is what you were mentioning. That is alcoholic KOH. So when you take simple reaction, that is CH3, CH2Br reacting with KOH, that is alcoholic KOH you are taking. It gives CH2 double bond CH2 plus potassium bromide plus water. How this reaction takes place and why the other name of this reaction is beta elimination. So if I put this into the structural formula, like this right, and this is the hydrogen atom. So the carbon atom which is bearing the halogen atom, we will call it as alpha carbon atom. This will be the beta carbon atom. And the nucleophile in this case is the OH ion, which has come from this alcoholic OH. So what it will do, this will come and it's going to come this. And this is coming out. So resulting in the formation of a double bond and alkene is formed. This is coming out as a negative charge. So the relevant examples already we have taken in which we have formed the ethene molecule. So the next carbon atom, if you are taking a propyl derivative, then the next carbon atom will be gamma, then it will be delta, like that the name numbering to the carbon atom will be given. The next property which these halogen derivatives give, that is the reaction with metal. This also gets very important because these are one of the synthesis reactions for preparing the higher alkanes. The most important reaction in which we call it as the Wurtz reaction, in which two molecules of halogen derivative will react with what sodium. In the presence of ether, this reaction takes place and it will form CH3CH3 plus sodium iodide will be formed. That is affinity of the electronegative iodine towards the metal, or we can say metals are being so electropositive, it will take away the iodide ion and will form the halogen derivative of that metal. Magnesium, very important metal, because every reaction, wherever synthesis reaction takes place, we don't do generally without this, that is Grignard reagent. What is the formula of Grignard reagent? Any idea? RMBX, very good. How it is prepared? That is when halogen derivative reacts with magnesium, it will give CH3Mg. So wherever you have to increase the number of carbon atoms, definitely you have to use this Grignard reagent. So whatever was possible in this 40 minutes of our Zoom session, I have tried to cover, but actually I wanted to focus on the conversion reactions also, that is which is very important in your class 12. That is how you convert some compounds will be given to you and they will be asking you, that is how it can be possible from this compound. So the one or two, if we can do in the time which is there. So suppose I have been given one thing, that is how you can convert ethanol to but1-ine. So if we take this example only, and many students face problem in this solving these questions only, that is when you take ethanol. First, actually, the thing came into mind, let us convert into a halogen derivative, CH3CH2C. Now I have to increase 2 carbon atom in this compound, as well as I have to introduce a triple bond. So if I take, suppose, the acetylene or ethyl sodium derivative, if I take, it is having the negative charge here. So the compound, what I will get, I'll get C2H5, C triple bond CH, and NaCl will be formed. If this compound is right, what I have written the structure CH3 CH2 C triple bond CH but 1 ine. This was only a two-step process, no? You're a little bit okay in conversion. You're good then, actually. So you had your term 1 exam already, or you are going to have? Okay. And what are the topics you are having in term 1? And most of the questions you are getting them are multiple choice questions only. Okay, you are from Sri Lanka. Okay. So you don't follow the CBSE pattern. Okay, okay. I didn't know that if you have registered from your other country. Okay. Shall we take few more examples of conversion? Now you only guide to me. If you want, I can give you the writing control. Ethene to bromoethene. This is one. So if you complete, then I'll give you another one. No, I don't speak Tamil. I speak Telugu. So ethene, let us write this example CH2 double bond CH2. You want to write the structure of this bromoethene. This will be bromoethene. This to this we have to get. You want to treat it with HBr. So it will, when you take HBr, it will make CH3, CH2Br, right? This will be normal addition only. We don't have to follow Markovnikov rule because it's a symmetrical alkene. No idea? Okay. See, one thing is that I'm taking this. So in case if any addition reaction, I do, as you have done HBr, also I'm taking bromine, I have to get an addition product only, you know. Because double bond has to be removed. Then what I can take? I can take alcoholic KOH. What it will do? Along with the bromine atom, will take out this minus HBr and will become CHCHBr. Same elimination reaction only? Okay. One another conversion, let us see. I have to make propene. I have to take propene and I have to convert into propyne. So propene, let us write CH3, CH double bond CH2 plus same reaction. You can just copy the same reaction. Same here also, you can treat with bromine. So it will get CH3, CHBr and CH2Br. Then undergoing the elimination reaction, it will give out CH3, C triple bond C. We have done the two examples with the same thing. Let us change some other conversion we will take in which suppose I am taking toluene I am taking and I want to convert into benzyl alcohol. There is no relevance of taking this here, but since we will be using here the help of some halogen, that's why we are putting this example here. Now, what is the formula of benzyl alcohol? Benzyl alcohol is this, right? Yeah, benzene and CH2H, right? So let us first write the toluene formula. So toluene formula is this. And the compound I have to get is this. Then we have to use the different reagent. What reagent is will be a one-step process or two-step process? So it will be let us react with chlorine and this. So what it will form? CH2Cl. Then I think now you can do. Only one step is required here. Yeah, that is NaOH, or you can take aqueous KOH. So minus KCl and the OH group will be introduced. So generally these types of conversions are easy only, but when it comes, that is when you are increasing the number of carbon atoms. At that time, either you have to use this reagent, that is in which carbon atom can be increased with this cyanide group or nitrile group, or one more reagent which we use is CH3MgI, that is Grignard reagent. So in case of hydrocarbon, getting from a smaller hydrocarbon, we always use the Wurtz reaction. That is in which we use the halogen derivative of that particular hydrocarbon